Good to see you all again. Back at it with some more Skyrim. This time, we'll be using the Sapphire Claw, unlocking the secrets of this burrow, or barrow. I presume it's a longer dungeon. Grant ourselves a bit of light and get the headman's cleaver back out. Another iron helmet. Is that a book? It's rune books. Some sort of weapon. Oh, a dwarven mace. What's our carry weight up? With like 40 to go. I haven't looked ahead at this place, so I'm not sure what we're gonna find. Oak flesh, spell tome. Need to not look up.
What was that?
Oh, Draugr. Hello.
Is that it?
Get wrecked. Oh.
Is someone there?
Ooh.
Ha! Found it. Come on.
Ah, it's the magic one. Get. Nice.
Victory. For now.
Ah. Whoa. I mean... Not it? Just a sword? Huh. Sword and shield. Obviously, got the last adventure pretty good. But not us. No, I'm pretty used to this sort of thing. Right, well, it is a master lock. I'm not having too much success, as you can see. At all. What? How'd you get in there? I love how I get 3 master lock door for the privilege of opening an expert locked thing. But it will give us, like, lockpick 33. Which is still pretty decent. Oh. Right, so it's slightly to the right. Slightly to the right again. No, there's only... What do you give me? Common soul gem. Yes. Oh, yes. Love it. Right.
I've got your back. Of course, sir. Let's get going then.
Huh. She didn't put the dwarven armor on?
To serve you.
Why? Oh, the orcish armor is a lot higher. Huh.
You lead, I'll follow.
Wouldn't have thought that. Oh, what was that? Almost wrecked us. Very easily ruin your day. Oh goodness. What can we say about them? What can we say about the two of them?
Is someone there?
I don't think anyone... Ooh. Well, that answers that. Cool. Oh god. Hello. Hello all of you.
You can't.
I must say, I loved how easy that was. Just to cleave through poor wee skeletons. Which, they were a problem in the beginning of the game. It has gotten easier. Oh, that should have been... Hey, stop it!
Take you.
Nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, went for Lydia instead. That was a swing and a miss. Yeah. My only thing about Legendary Skyrim is that they do all just become bullet sponges. It's kind of like the same reason I hit very hard on Fallout 4. Because if you play very hard, like super mutants will take like 60 plus bullets to kill, even with some of the best weapons in the game. And at a certain point the enjoyability just disappears. At least if you're doing like a fairly hard difficulty in which I can die. Right, that hurt. And if you hit me again, I swear to... that's it, I'm gonna get him. Listen, sometimes the decision making isn't the best.
Come on. Someone there?
Shit, that actually... I low-key didn't think he was going to get up there. Imagine being asleep for thousands of years, you wake up and I just... Well, hundreds of years, and then you wake up and I just right-click you. Hey, Horomir. Come on, man. God damn it. Why? Lucky I turned to the right there. You know what? It's level up time. Bit more into the magic. I think I was saying these. I would really love this one. Extra pockets. Like, I'm gonna take that because we are gonna do a wee bit of pickpocketing. Nope, don't worry. Just you. His eyes lit up there, like, how dare you? Oh, Mr. Magician Man. As long as she doesn't walk back onto the Horomir. Oh, he's in there. Come on, folks. Ah. I was assuming there was more to that room. I guess not. And by using this light source, we'll eventually be building that up as we go along here. Ah. I've had enough of this, magic man.
No, that's how it's done.
Get vanquished to the Shadow Realm, ye. 59 though? Our two-handed's coming along nicely, right? Snake, so I know that far one was the salmon. I know that one's a snake, which is fine. Hawk, fish. Oromir, what are you doing? That was easier than I expected. Anything in here? No. I presume the answer to that is a no. Oh. I don't tend to look in burial urns too much, because they usually don't contain anything too exciting. But every so often, I get pleasantly surprised when I get like a garnet. Woo! Talk about a minute or two delay. That would have made a big old difference. Oh. An apprentice door. The other way. Hear we hear ye. Ho ho ho! Oh ho ho! Gold ingots look sick. Is this another mural? No ruby or anything in this one. Potion. Shroud Hearth Depths.
What's that?
Die.
Something ahead?
There's smack.
Where's my... I think I forgot my sword.
Ow. Awaken ye. Nope, hardly not. That's it. I'm coming up.
I know all your weakness, monster.
Well, you say you know all his weak points, Horomir, but I have so far not seen you go up and actually kill anything. Oh, more magic guys. Oh. Don't you swim away from me. We're having a duel. Okay, where are my companions? Ooh. That explains a lot.
Is someone there?
Well, he can walk that off. Let's swap over to some magic. That actually sounds pretty good. Teleport Thistle in. Yeah, that would make sense. Well, that was easy. I mean, I don't have anything for regen and mana, so, you know, I guess training a wee bit of magic isn't the worst thing in the world. Except if I aim it in the completely wrong way. To which I deserve what's coming. This guy might be the bigger problem. Ooh, it's an overlord. Pew pew, pew pew. Do you know what? I rarely use these, so get some. You have no power here. That's a nice thing, though. Okay. I love being a mage in Skyrim. Or we will swap it up soon. Get a wee bit of, get a mage going. Mage build. Have to 100 all my skills. Good news is a lot of them can kind of be, well, throughout the entire game of doing the whole map, we'll probably get a few close to 100 more or less right away. Shit, I'm gonna die here. What is gonna happen? Ah. In the grand scheme, that wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. Ooh, ah. I was like, oh, it might not be empty. And then again, it could just be empty. Oh, there is a word of power here. Give me that there. Word of power learn. Kind's peace. Can I take a run at that, or is that one of them ones that requires you to do the weird jump shout that I don't got? That's not fair. Gosh, there has to be another way there. it's not gonna be a way. The whirlwind dash would get me up there. I don't know what I'm missing though. I wish to get over here. How do we do this? Nope, it's not letting me. What am I? Can I swap over to this? No, that does not work.
Oh.
Alright, so you need whirlwind sprint. Now, I did have a little look on my flying camera. It's a dwarven sword, a soul gem, and a coin purse. But considering it's not, well, what's the word? Vital, we don't need to worry too much about it. Let's have a look in the water, because I never really trust water. Especially in this game. Does this just level up my destruction? See, I don't know. I'm assuming that has to be used on an enemy. Oh. Oh, a chest! Woohoo! Skyrim definitely embodies the gamer instincts very well. Scroll of Hysteria. Okay. Nope. There could be multiple things here. Oh. That us? With the barrow done? It looks like it. Ooh. Wow, the secret your guy was looking for was right there. Well, not really right there. It was the claw and it was deeper in the burrow and he was right in who had it, but you know, it's amazing that the exit was so close to, you know, where he was conducting his research, so to speak. Please tell me this isn't what I think. Is this that room again? Nope, I've got them all open. Nice. Let's get out of this creepy barrow. Out we go. Back to the L. Wood elves are 50% resistant to disease and poison. They can use a command animal ally. Or to make an animal their ally. I know Imperials get extra gold. I actually didn't even look what the Nord gets. Presumably he gets something. Well, we spent what seemed like an eternity in that dungeon. Where to now? Okay, we've seen to a lot of places around here. Kill the dragon and Autumn Watchtower. We do need to go to Riften. Well, given sheer locations, maybe going to Falkreath might be the better option. But then the Dark Brotherhood beckon. Alright, we'll go back, throw this to Danica. That'll give us a good wee boost. And then there's someone I think we need to investigate inside of Whiterun's keep. Dragon's Reach. I suppose I could kind of just walk over to Riften. Where is Danica? Oh. She is here. She must Be out for a morning wander. What? That was a long way following the wrong thing there.
Hello, friend. Need something? Bralia, do you ever deal with the Khajiit at all? I'm sure they would love to trade.
One thing everyone can agree on. This war is bad for business.
Into the temple. Must be in here. It's weird that it's not showing up on my map. Arguably have a lot of things. Danica!
Do you have the Elder Gleam sap?
Got a sapling, even better.
But I can't run the temple without the support of people who are inspired by the Gildergree. How can this little tree bring new worshippers?
Marie said the renewal is more important than maintenance.
You're right, of course.
Of course!
It can be hard
great.
to hear the winds of Kinneret when all you hear are the rabble in the temple. Death feeds new life. I'm sure that in time, this little sapling will grow into a new Gildergreen that will tower over Whiterun. Thank you.
I like training.
I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
Oh, that must be new. Oh, she's a master in restoration.
Grace of Kinneret be with you.
Nice. I thought I'd be able to take all your potions because I don't know, helped you out.
I tried applying for part-time work at one of the Battleborn farms. I figured they must pay well. I still haven't heard back from Alfhild.
Oh, we're discovering quite a bit. Fortify Magica. Fortify Illusion. Yeah, we made some weird ones there, but all good time. Did I take most of the books when I was last in here? No. I've read that. I've read quite a few of these. Troll Slain. How does that sound good? I like the drawing. Let's have a read. Hello, fellow traveller, and welcome to this guide. Within these pages, I will explain everything you need to know about fighting trolls, including how to negate their amazing healing powers. I wondered why they healed so fast. I forgot that was an aspect in my last dealing with a troll. Or, technically, my first dealing. And how to best take advantage of their natural love of cold. I'll even share with you my tried and true secret for killing trolls. Intrigued? I hope so. Troll fat is a valuable commodity, and there's a fortune and glory to be made for the ambitious troll hunter. Onward then. Chapter 1. I just saw a troll. If you think you've seen a troll, remain calm and slowly back away. The wise hunter knows that preparation is the key to success, and you certainly don't want to hunt any trolls unprepared. Ah, but is it really a troll you've spotted? The first step of your hunt is the proper identification of your quarry. Trolls are roughly man-shaped with lengthy muscular arms. Oh yeah. That end in claw-tipped fingers. I haven't done my nails in a while. The creature's large mouth is filled with jagged teeth. Am I a troll? All the better to crunch the bones of foolish hunters who didn't purchase my book. Without a doubt, the troll's most distinctive and unusual feature is the third eye nestled in the centre of its forehead. A troll's hide is covered in thick, shaggy fur. The coloration of this fur varies by region. Cave troll fur is brownish in colour, while a frost or snow troll will have a white coat. Chapter 2. Stop healing yourself. So you've properly identified a troll and you're stalking the beast, ready to strike. You're in for a challenging battle, but a profitable one, assuming you survive. The first thing you'll notice that trolls are incredibly fast and strong for their size. A troll likes to pummel its prey into submission with powerful arm strikes and claw attacks. For this reason, I strongly recommend a shield. If you're brave enough, or foolish enough, to fight a troll without using a shield, then you better be an expert at parrying whatever weapon you've got. Trolls also have the ability to rapidly heal from their wounds. As such, you do not want to get into a prolonged fight with one. Speed and aggression are the key to beating a troll, because there's no creature in Tamriel that can outlast one. Of course, speed and aggression will only take you so far against an angry troll. This is where my secret weapon comes in. Chapter 3, Finn's secret weapon. Fire, my friend. Say the word and commit to its memory. Fire is the ultimate troll hunter's weapon. I cannot overstate the importance of fire in battling a troll. Even trolls that don't dwell in cold climates are vulnerable to fire. If you're unable to use fire magic, carry a weapon enchanted with arcane flames. Why is the troll vulnerable to fire? Rumour holds it that the regenerative abilities are less effective at healing burns. I don't really know the answer, but I can promise you this. Fire works well against trolls. This has been proven and tried again. Trimming the fat. The troll might be dead, but your job isn't finished. Let the flames die down, then examine the troll's corpse. If you're lucky, you'll find some fat deposits that fetch a good price at the apothecary's shop. In fact, if you've got a knack for alchemy yourself, you can boil the fat down for a use in all manner of potions and tonics. If you can find it, be sure to check the troll's den as well. Perhaps you'll find the remains of some foolish adventurer who was too cheap-minded to purchase this book. No doubt you can put this coin to wiser use. Now that you know everything you need to make a living as a healthy and wealthy and reputable troll hunter, go on and get out there and find yourself some trolls. I want that book. I need that book. I need to close that door to steal that book. The Beggar Prince, there's a few other ones sitting about, but we've had a good read. How long? Well, whilst I'm here, be rude not to. Blisterwort monarch butterflies. I'll do for now. A little bit of stealing never hurt nobody. I wonder who I can go and pickpocket like effectively that won't get super pissed at me. I always assumed that she would, what about the tree? Well, she would have wanted me to clear all this because she's going to plant the new tree anyway. So really what I'm doing is I'm helping. See? Okay. Inspect Dragon's Reach. May as well do this because I feel that Whiterun is almost nearing completion. Apart from quests that'll send me back and forth to the city. I think we've talked and done nearly everything that we need or can. Which is kind of great. So, yeah. Looking forward to seeing what other shenanigans we can get up to here. The dungeons. How do we get to the dungeons? I presume there is some way... Oh, way! Must be some way down to the dungeon. Although, arguably.
Barbara, did you slip out again last night for a drink at the Bannered Mare?
Heard about that, did you? Yes, I went out for a pint or two. What of it?
These secret visits to the tavern will make you an easy target for an enemy assassin. You should have told me first.
Damn it, woman, I'm the Jarl of Whiterun. I won't apologize for talking to my people. You can't protect me every moment of the day.
That might be so, but it will never stop me from trying.
Oh. Dungeons must be...
You must help me. We need to get...
Yeah.
My brother to do more for the war effort. What would you have me do, Grandma?
Aha.
How can I help you?
Death of a Crimson Dirk and the Crimson Dirks. Okay. Shara's confession. Shara enjoyed her fight with the guard, plus her new home is better than the last. It is a very tiny cage, but she does not beg for food, it is given. Still, Shara longs to see the night sky. When she was a kitten, the elders warned her that if she stared too long at the moons, they would grow shy, and Shara would never see them again. This made her sad, and so Shara vowed to stop looking at the sky and kept her head down towards the dirt where the beggars belonged. One day, she tried to steal the silver out of the pockets of a Nord named Tira when she heard Khajiit's story. She took pity on the kitten and told her that the moons were not the timid creatures she had believed. She said that as long as the Khajiit held her head up high, they would shine brighter than any star. From that day on, she spent her life in service to the Crimson Dirks, and when she was ready for a new littermates, forged her a new armour made of silver, and in its heart the piece Tira had in her pocket so many moons ago. Shara hid the armour in a hut northwest of Rorikstead. At times, Shara longed to retrieve it and wear it proudly, but she must be careful not to let sentiment cloud her judgment. Shara suspects she is being followed, so she will leave the armour for another. Besides, it is not the silver in the armour, the moonlight in the sky that Shara treasures, but the friends she has lost. Perhaps in death she will see them again. Where's Rorikstead? It's, I know where Iverstead is. Rorikstead. Ah, it's way further west. We won't see too much more of that for a while. What are you reading, sir? Harvesting Frostbite Spider Venom. Have we read that yet? I think we may have read that. I thought that was a little nosy. Anyway, I want to read The Death of a Crimson Dirk. Ah, why not? Let's have a wee read here. The bounty for Edward, one of the Crimson Dirks, had been up for about a year. Pretty much every Jarl had a price in his head, but only one of them had to pay it. It was a big deal at the time, but to be honest, I'd forgotten all about it. But then last Sundas, this Khajiit starts barking at the gate about wanting to speak to the captain. He says he's been at Edward since the moons themselves were suckling babes. I told him to head over to the cemetery in Falkreath. He'll find the bastard dead in the ground where the worms feed. I wasn't sure if it was disbelief or disappointment on his face when I broke the news. I wonder if it has something to do with the story in the book. If so, I can't imagine how far he's travelled to get here, but ever since I lost my small fingers, I haven't been one to count.
Is that magic? Careful.
What's this? Crimson Dirks, Book 3. Let me have a look here. That's a fair read. I wonder is there more to it? We will take the book.
Please.
We will read that later on.
Tidings, weary traveler. These
Who are
days
you?
it's not often I get approached, at least by other men. They call me Larkspur. That name should tell you anything you need to know, and everything you want to believe.
Hello.
Safe travels.
Should
They
I know
call
you?
me- Perhaps. You may have heard vicious rumors regarding my appetite for women, and I assure you, they're all true. You may have heard I'm a nefarious rogue who robs and kills and beds your wife, but only if you're rich. And I assure you, I don't care whose wives I bed. You may have heard I'm taller than a giant and as ugly as a troll. And so, I submit to you my person as evidence, and you'll see that I'm chiseled like a sculpture, and that rumor is more mud than stone.
You may not look like a monster, but your arrogance is unsightly. Nope, never heard of you.
That means my arrogance is well deserved.
Huh.
If I told you I was handsome but had the face of a billy, you'd probably laugh first and then pity me second. But I doubt you'd find me arrogant.
What brings you to the dungeon?
Would you believe me if I said I came here for the company? Such a statement would be made in jest, of course, but not entirely false. I do indeed come here for the company, but only to mock it.
Are you talking about me? I need to know before I smash your face in. Are you referring to the prisoners?
Never. I wouldn't mock those whose predicaments once mirrored my own.
You were a prisoner here?
I'm a bandit, a thief, which might strike you as odd, considering this dashing head of mine is still attached to its body. After all, in this land, only the rich get a trial, whether your capital is coin or politics. My pursuers couldn't execute me because I turned myself in. I turned myself in because the Jarl can't risk an execution. With the civil war going on, there's too much turmoil. And the Jarl knows his chair isn't exclusive to his bottom. To execute a bandit who sacks finely clothed men and spreads the coin among the people, well, that won't make that chair any more comfortable.
Oh, like a Robin Hood type. Tell me what life as a bandit.
Now that's a time I don't mind revisiting. They called me Poverty's Prince, which, like the king in rags, is both the title of disrespect and honor. Whether a person thought it one or the other could tell you all you needed to know about their station. I myself accepted it with great pride.
Being a sap that gives away hard-earned coin is nothing to be proud of, as anyone would. To care for those in poverty is a virtue.
What you say is true, and why I'm no true hero. I only wish I could have given more to the ones who needed it most.
What made you become a bandit?
My mother. Truth is, I was a bandit before I was anything else. The bandit business was the family business, and I've been a no-good bandit since birth. My parents made it seem so romantic when I was a child. They would return and tell me tales of great beasts and come back with the skins as proof. Most of the time they brought back books they stole from caravans. They wanted a different life for me, but they weren't naive.
What do you mean by that?
They also taught me the trade, how to knock an arrow, shoot a troll between the eyes, and harvest its fat. As you might expect, I was a natural. They taught me how to kill a man, too, where the weak points were in his body and mind. How a simple illusion spell can pierce harder than any blade. When I went out on my own, however, I soon learned that the life of a bandit was far from romantic. There was no sense to the carnage. It didn't matter if you were rich or poor, armed or defenseless. If you walked the road, you paid the toll.
Even bandits should have some sense of honor.
I agree. But you'll have a hard time convincing a bandit of his moral obligation. Gold is far more persuasive. Goodbye. How can I help you?
How did you eventually manage to create this guild of bandits?
It all changed when I read a book called The Beggar Prince. And I realized the beggars with eyes and ears on the streets were the key. I took what money I had and befriended them. I learned of the comings and goings of the city's wealthiest merchants and the mercs they hired. Soon, my whisperers included the townsfolk in the market district and the farmers who worked outside the castle walls. I knew what shipment was going out and when. I knew the men tasked to guard it, what time they woke up, their favorite drink, if they pissed in the river or liked to use a latrine.
So you had information but still needed men to do the raids?
Gathering the muscle for the job was easy. Most bandits are too stupid to organize a guild, but they know the shiny things are worth a lot of coin. The whole thing made for good business, and after every successful raid, I made sure to fill the coffers of the lower district. That's how I became Poverty's Prince. I merely invested in the very beggars and workers that the wealthy try so hard to ignore.
Oh, fair enough. What made you turn yourself in?
When the merchants found it too difficult to stop our raids, Alfred Battleborn used his considerable resources to threaten the people. He put the fear of the Daedra in the townsfolk, and the cost of information went up. Plus, the information we did get was unreliable. Alfred paid the beggars to misdirect us, or send us straight into ambushes. Say what you want about the Battleborns, but they're a clever group.
You seem quite confident with women.
Because I'm rather confident they want me in their bed.
I thought he would be a
Why
companion
not?
or something,
Go
but
to bed with me,
I don't
and
think he is.
even like men. I'm even running out of lavender flowers.
I go to
leave on
bed
their
with me and I
beds.
don't even like
It's my
men.
signature, you see. It gives them a token to remember me by, and it helps me from making the mistake of bedding the same woman twice.
Do you ever consider there's more to life than chasing women?
You make it sound like life is something complex. Life's about one thing, and one thing only. Boredom, or rather, escaping it. Everything we do is an attempt to fill that time. I choose to bed a lass. Another may choose to marry one. The difference between that man and me is the level of commitment. Not to the lass, mind you, but to time.
What do you mean by commitment to time?
To stay interested, that man fills his life with wives and children. I'm gambling that even now, I can find something else to fill those empty days. Which is where your need of a companion and my needs collide. I'm willing to adventure with you, if you'll have me. The alternative is quite scary.
Oh, he is a companion.
What's there to say? The people of Whiterun think my time here was a sham, that my standing among the poor gave me refuge in this foul pit. I admit, I too thought as much, and went so far as to tell those who supported my cause not to fret. I thought I'd live as the Jarl of the dungeon, with all the food I could eat and all the ale I could drink.
Make it sound like paradise.
It wasn't so. The guards aren't beholden to some idealistic sense of honor. They just want to fatten their coin purse. A guard is only concerned with following the orders of the man who pays him, and I'm not referring to the Jarl.
Not all the guards were without honor.
There were some that treated me kindly, but the thing about honorable
He's not in a
guards
cell. I
is
thought he'd be in a
they
cell.
tend not to complain when they are reassigned.
You're saying you were mistreated?
That's putting it a bit mildly. They beat me, starved me, and they gave me a health potion so they could beat me some more. When I refused to drink, they brought in a healer to restore me so that I'd survive another round of torture. It was a foul trick. The burns, the scars, none of it remained to show the horror of what I endured. I'm afraid I would have lost my sanity completely if not for the kind words of the man in the cell next door.
Okay. Well, we'll bring Locksparrow around for an episode or two.
You've got someone with you already. I prefer to work in pairs.
Hormir,
Yes?
what have you got?
Thinking about my next battle, I'm entering the fall forest when a Spriggan emerges
Safe
from the
travel.
trees. What can I do for you?
You trade things with you? Or
Are you sure? You're going to regret it. Alright. If you need me, and you most certainly will, I'll be waiting in Riverwood. But it has a weak... The name's Hjormir, and I'm just too oblivious. What can I do for you?
We heading out? Of course. Just throw everything in the sack. And if you see my shoe brush somewhere in there, let me know.
yeah, I need that. Bye, Horomir.
Are you sure? You're going to regret
We had
it.
great fun with you.
Alright.
What is it?
If you need me,
How did the
and
other
you
prisoner
most
help you?
certainly will. I'll be waiting in Riverwood.
He'd wait until the guards have left, until the night grew still, and as I drifted toward the brink of madness, he'd slowly start to speak. He never addressed me directly. He'd simply tell stories and laugh heartily at his own jokes. They were such awful jokes.
Me if I was in prison.
But his voice was filled with so much life, almost as if his heart was so full of joy, he couldn't help but give some of it to me.
Did you ever manage to thank him?
I wish I had. When my sentence was over, I was ushered quickly to the Bannered Mare, where friends and companions came to celebrate my release. We drank and feasted all night and passed along old stories like bottles of vintage wine. By the time I returned to this dungeon a week later, I found his cell empty.
Oh, fair enough. Well, you're coming with me.
Poverty's prince at your service.
Well,
We've
Locksparrow.
stopped. What do you need?
You trade
Not a
something.
problem. Let's trade.
What? He's got what? He has a flawless diamond, beggar's prince. I'm not gonna take all the stuff, am I? Am I? No. Well, in return, I'll give him like an exchange. there you go. He's basically our usual person.
Right behind you.
Now, Vloxbar and Lydia now for our little bout. Didn't expect to come down here to get a new companion, but Haramir was a legend. He did us very well.
Make it quick.
Oh, you're here.
Be gone.
Good to see you.
Who are the Greybeards?
Near as I can tell, a bunch of ancient Nord hermits who live on top of a mountain. Never heard of them talking to anybody before. If they really do want to talk to you, you'd better go find out what they want. You never know.
Fair enough. What do you know about shouts?
Old Nord folktales always talk about shouting their enemies to pieces. I always thought it was just a myth. If you think you might be able to do that kind of thing, the Legion could certainly use your help. Go talk to the Greybeards. See what they can tell you.
What's it mean to be Dragonborn?
The only thing I remember is the old story of Tiber Septim being called Dragonborn by the Nords, before they switched sides and joined the Empire. No doubt those Greybeards up at High Hrothgar will talk your ear off about it.
Okay. I don't think I've got enough.
Visit
5,000.
Dragon's Reach.
Come to chat with an old woman, Do your good deed for the day.
Farengar.
See you. So, you wish to master the arcane arts?
Let's see what he's got. He's even got a Grand Soul Gem. And a lot of these spells. A lot of spells. And scrolls. Any of these pretty good? That's pretty good, to be fair. Novice novice stuff. No, I'll break that down. I don't need to give that over. We'll sell this to you. Whoa! Did not mean to do that. Not exactly the master negotiator there, was it? Complete opposite.
Be careful.
Right, we need to start heading in the direction of somewhere. So, oh, isn't there a cave near the ritual stone that I said I wanted to look at? I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Level 16. How time flies. Like, it feels like we've been playing this game for a while. But, ooh. Die, Bone Wolf. Did I not clear all this? Oh, you are so lucky that that did not connect.
Victory. And now.
You there?
We've stopped. What do you need?
Need you to trade some things.
Sure thing.
Let's go by weight. It's a bit ironic that he ended up getting all his stuff back. Well, there is a cave down here. I thought that. Oh, I say I thought that. I knew it was on a map a while ago that I was looking at. Couldn't tell you what's in it. I guess that's part of the fun. Is that a troll? Oh shit, it is a troll. Well, I mean, there's some good news to this. Here, troll. I always remember troll fat being worth more. It's a little strange that it's not, but it is what it is. Wow, this is not what at all I had in mind. Oh, the trolls took over this place at some point. These poor bandits. Actually, they were bandits. Never mind. Vinicus and Barter. I would love to read this, but boy, it's a beefy one. As I said, I like to balance it out. The reading, if we read like one long one, it should take up, you know, if it takes 5 to 10 minutes to read something, I like to just do maybe one of them an episode, you know. I love that they lined up all the skulls, and that was about it. Anything back here? No? Oh no, do not get me stuck in here. No! Well, it seems fitting. I want to read The Beggar Prince, right? The story of Weedle and his gifts from the Daedric Lord Namira, which obviously is based on the current companion we're running with. We look down upon the beggars of the Empire. These lost souls are the poor and wretched of the land. Every city has its beggars. Most are so poor they only have the clothes on their back. They eat the scraps the rest of us throw out. We toss them a coin so we don't have to think too long about their plight. Imagine my surprise when I heard the tale of the Beggar Prince. I could not imagine what a prince of beggars would be. Here's the tale I heard. It takes place in the First Age, when gods walked like men and Daedra stalked the wilderness with impunity. It is a time before they were all confined to oblivion. There was a man named Weedle, or maybe it was a woman. The story goes to great lengths to avoid declaring Weedle's gender. Weedle was the 13th child of a king of Valenwood. As such, Weedle was in no position to take the throne or even inherit much property or wealth. Weedle had the palace to find independent fortune and glory, he had left the palace. After many days of endless forest roads and tiny villages, Weedle came upon 3 men surrounding a beggar. The beggar was swaddled in rags from head to toe. No portion of the vagabond's body was visible. The men were intent on slaying the beggar. With a cry of rage and indignation, Weedle charged the men with a sword drawn. Being simple townsfolk, armed only pitchforks and scythes, they immediately fled from the armoured figure with the shining sword. Many thanks for saving me, wheezed the beggar from beneath the heap of foul rags. Weedle could barely stand the stench. What is your name, wench? Weedle asked. I am Namara. Unlike the townsfolk, Weedle was well learned. That name meant nothing to them, but to Weedle it was an opportunity. You are the Daedric Lord, Weedle exclaimed. Why did you allow those men to harass you? You could have slain them all with a whisper. I am pleased you recognise me, Namara rasped. I am frequently reviled by townsfolk. It pleases me to recognise my attribute, if not my name. Weedle knew that Namara was the Daedric Lord of all things gross and repulsive. Diseases such as leprosy and gangrene were her domain. Where others might have seen danger, Weedle saw opportunity. Oh great Namara, let me apprentice myself to you. I only ask that you grant me powers to make my fortune and forge a name for myself that will live through the ages. Nay, I make my way alone in the world. I have no need for an apprentice. Namara shambled down the road, Weedle not to be put off with a bound. Weedle was at Narmara's hill. pressing the case for an apprenticeship. For 33 days and nights, Weedle kept the debate. Namara said nothing, but Weedle's voice was ceaseless. Finally, on the 33rd day, Weedle was too hoarse to talk. Namara looked back on the suddenly silent figure. Weedle knelt in the mud at her feet, opened hands raised in supplication. It would seem you have completed your apprenticeship to me after all, Namara declared. I shall grant your request. Weedle was overjoyed. I grant you the power of disease. You may choose to be afflicted with any disease you choose, changing them at will, so long as it has visible symptoms. However, you must always bear at least one. I grant you the power of pity. You may invoke pity in anyone that sees you. Finally, I grant you the power of disregard. You may cause others to disregard your presence. Weedle was aghast. These were not boons from which a fortune could be made. They were curses, each awful in its own right, but together they were unthinkable. How am I meant to make my fortune and forge a name for myself with these terrible gifts? As you begged at my feet for 33 days and 33 nights, so you shall now beg for your fortune in the cities of men. Your name will become legendary among the beggars of Tamriel. The story of Weedle, the prince of beggars, shall be handed down throughout the generations. It was as if Namara predicted. Weedle was an irresistible beggar. None could see the wretch without desperately wanting to toss a coin at the bundled form. However, Weedle also discovered the power of disregard gave access to the secrets of the realms. People unknowingly said important things where Needle could hear them. Weedle knew the comings and goings of every citizen in the city. To this day, it is said that if you really want to know something, go ask the beggars. They have eyes and ears throughout the city. They all know the little secrets of the daily lives of its citizens. Well, that was a good wee read. Gives us a wee bit more insight into the current person that we're adventuring with. Whoa. You would have thought I was going for a speed run there. Like when they all take loads of skooma and they fly through the air. It appears there is another cave, but it's across the way, and I'm not sure if it actually... I'm not sure how much of a priority it is. But that's Grey Winter Watch, and the Ritual Stone. Doesn't come up as clear, but I suppose that kind of makes sense. We did all the Valheim Towers. Haven't done any of the mountains here, between here and Windhelm. And there's obviously the larger one, taking you up to like the likes of Winterhold and Shrine of Azura. So in terms of the holds, we've probably got about 70% of Whiterun done. I don't know how much of it... Well, if it extends the whole way out to here, maybe not. Maybe like closer to 60%. It's a fair chunk of what is a large portion of one hold. And we've kind of eked a wee bit into Riften, into Falkreath and a few other places. Let's see. Beyond the Grave. Visit Edward's Grave in Falkreath. Well, it looks like we're already getting quests for places nearby. That one's Falkreath. A lot of our quests are further out towards Riften, though. So maybe pushing out towards that direction might be the plan. Anyways, we will check back in the next episode. Join me, Lockspur.
To purchase lavenders at the alchemist's shop. They never get tired of asking me if I mix potions.
Yeah. He's a weird one, but hey, we'll enjoy his company for a bit and then move on to maybe get a mage or something next time we stumble across them. Lydia, of course, will be staying with us. Thank you and see you all in the next one.